Ladies and gentlemen, Star-Lord got a brand new Wastelanders uniform, so we're going to be reviewing it today from a guy who has been pretty much a massive Star-Lord hater since, what, 2020? When he was in the Epic Quest as a, like, pseudo discounted tier 3 character. Now, I do have his gears up to 25 these days on his build here at level 80, tier 3. We're not tier 4, but we've got the 4-star artifact, we've got the mighty energy, we've got the uniform maxed out. The optionals do suck. It's Scream, Juggernaut, Rogue, Excalibur, Wasp, and Doctor Doom. So basically just Wasp and Doctor Doom these days are worth anything. We do have 4 Odin's Blessings for crit rate and then some HP Uru, not necessary. And the build looks something like this. So we're not quite capped on dodge, not quite capped on crit rate, but that's fine. Keep in mind for his build, he has 20% crit damage on one of his passives, so you're probably going to be overcapped on crit damage. Even with my PvP card set, I'm overcapped on crit by 10%. With the PvE, I'm overcapped by 40%, so don't be alarmed. As far as his rotation goes, Star-Lord is very easy to play with a proc, whether you have a proc Obelisk, or you have an energy, or a mighty destruction, or something like that. You're just going to splash in the 2 at the beginning with a cancel, and then you're going to 3 delay 4 5, and then when you are ready for the tier 3, you're just going to 3 delay and then 4 5 6, and you're just going to land everything on the 6, and then he does just a huge amount of burst damage and you're basically good. And then you nail your next proc and he's basically dead. Okay, it's a little bit longer than that. The only thing you really need to keep in mind is that his tier 3 skill lasts a really long time. So you want to make sure that if your next proc is coming up soon, that you don't let it play out and you kind of cancel it a little bit early with the first skill or the second skill. There we forgot to press 5, or we kind of failed to press 5 early, but we're on to the next rotation, and there you go. You kind of cancel it a little early so that you don't have to get it to splash over, you know, past to the next rotation, because otherwise it can trigger your next proc. This obviously doesn't really matter for for rage type gamers, but for the energy and destruction and regular proc gamers, this definitely does matter. And so you just cancel it with the 1, something like that. 2 you don't want to cancel with because 2 has a really long animation. You can see he's got really good burst damage. We were almost able to skip through to the dragon phase just on his regular combo without the tier 3. Since he has a self-buffing lead and he's a weapon master, how high can he really go at tier 380? Well, this is stage 45 of Kang. We're going to see here his regular rotation is doing 5 bars of damage with the beatdown proc. Now, that's not bad at all. And here we're going to see with the tier 3 up, we're going to be doing closer to 9 bars. So he can actually go up to this stage, which is very, very, very nice. And alternatively, if you don't cancel the second, if you don't start with the second skill, you can sort of cancel into it at the end of the 5th skill if you still want to get that charge up for the tier 3 on your second proc. So there's kind of 2 ways to play him. I say in general he's very easy to play. You know, you can miss once in a while the proc, or can be a little delayed, but this is huge. Stage 45, you do have the paywall Yondu buff thing here, but at 80, this is very nice. This is very, very nice. Again, I was tier 4ing a year ago. I was tier 4ing Cable to complete this stage, and he was giving me some problems here. Now, okay, you definitely don't want to die, but yeah, that's kind of closer to his cap with a mighty energy. You could probably climb at that point up to 49, which is pretty nuts on Kang to go to 49 without even going to tier 4. So I think as a tier 380, he's actually quite valuable. And then keep in mind, you can always get more value out of him by just upgrading your Guardians of the Galaxy team-up collection. You may have a higher team-up collection than me just by sheer luck, because I haven't spent any money on this, and I haven't even collected all of the tokens because I don't have enough of them tier 4. So if you tier 4'd Gamora or Star-Lord or somebody else, well, that's it actually, then you would have more tokens than me, and you may also already be on level 15 or higher. Again, that's an extra 2% pierce that I'm missing, so my Star-Lord only has 28%. So you can easily go up there. But yeah, because he has command, he's going to be available for a ton of stages, and then Weapon Master a ton of stages, and then as a blast, male hero alien. He's available for a bunch of other stages. But other than as a proc player for things like World Boss, how is he going to perform with, let's say, a Mighty Rage? I think a lot of people are curious about this as maybe a budget alternative to someone like Gladiator. So we're going to take him into some ABL and see what he can do as a tier 3 80. So here we go. This is the Alien Day with Beta Ray Bill and Yondu support. You can also use Ronin, and we're just going to go ahead and do pretty much the same rotation as before. We still want to build up the tier 3 for the next rotation, but we don't have to worry too much about canceling here because we're not passing a proc around and that sort of thing. The only thing you probably want to keep in mind a little bit more is making that enrage proc activate when you have your regular rotation. But yeah, 17 million, not bad at all for the opening salvo. And you'll see here that his 4th skill lingers for a long time, so you can start really early on the fracture day at least, and you will still be good to go to cancel. We were a little bit late there with the 5th skill, but that's fine. You can see the co-op, or not the co-op, there we go. The enrage proc was 1 skill shy, so we're just going to pop the 2 at the beginning there. We're a little bit ahead of the proc, but it is rage, so you don't have to worry too much about it. You can always fix it with the next rotation by just delaying it a little bit here. We got a little lucky with the energy falling on me, so we don't have to worry too much about collecting it during the rotation, and we're able to pop off another one there. We're just going to go ahead with the 2 just to saturate the damage a little bit here, and then queue up the tier 3. And yeah, you're basically just doing damage the whole time, which is really nice. You're also in iframe most of the time, so you don't have to worry too much about getting hit and losing score, which is also nice. The only thing you have to worry about is moving around or having your proc activate mega early. I'm way desynced on the proc right now because he dashed at the end of my rotation, and I was a bit unlucky. So we're just going to pop one early here and let this play out until he resets me with the jump. All right, we should be good here. Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to splash in the 1 and the 2 a little bit more aggressively when you're not using them, in between the rotation to make sure that you're building up the tier 3 every other rotation. So I probably do need to do that. I haven't fully mastered how to play him for ABX ABL, but I'm just seeing this now as I'm playing. And you can see better than with the proc that his tier 3 does last a little bit longer than you might want it to. So you do have to monitor that and see when your proc is cooling down. Is going to come off cooldown if you're going to be bleeding over into the next rage proc, because you don't want that either. Where is the energy? Okay, it landed over there. Okay, no worries. We're going to go here. We're going to co-op. Going to let him dash. Going to throw the grenade. Pop the tier 3. So we're looking at about 9 million for a tier 380 on my first run. Not bad, not bad. We could probably optimize this a little bit more. Oh, that was a really good burst of damage there. 9.5. That's not bad. 9.5. We could probably clean that run up and get 10 million, maybe a little bit higher. I think that's pretty good for how easy he is to play at tier 380. Again, not sure he's going to be able to compete with Gladiator at tier 4, but largely that's going to depend on 2 things: how well you've built your Gladiator and how well you can play him, and then how high your team up collection is. I don't mean to keep harping on this, trying to FOMO you into building up your team up collection, but listen, if for whatever reason your Guardian's team up collection is really, really high, then you're going to be able to get more mileage out of Star-Lord, and Gladiator, on the other hand, doesn't have a team up collection. So for that reason, you can kind of benefit more from however your account is built, to basically do more damage with this character than maybe with another similar character like Gladiator. Last thing I want to do here is a little heat check with the Mighty Rage against Dormammu. This is just going to be a solo clear. We're going to use Yondu and Valkyrie for thing here for support, and we're just going to pop off with the 5 and then splash in the 2. Okay. A lot of damage, which is really, really nice, but not enough to skip this phase. So you want to be one or the other. You want to do just a little bit less so that you can burst him down the second time, or you want to burst him down the very first time. So we don't get to do either, which does eat up about 10 seconds of the run, which is a bit lame. But we are queued up nicely here for the next rotation. where we can just rip it on him, lobbing the 3rd skill and going right into the tier 3 and running it. Very, very nice. So that was a lot of damage. That was straight into the next phase. So yeah, he could be a lot better for GBR now. I'm not sure how good the old Star-Lord was for GBR as a comparison, but this seems pretty solid with the damage and ease to play. 10 bars, easy. Okay, and he should be gone here, and just like that. Okay, so a minute is pretty good for a solo. For a level 80 tier 3, I think a minute is not bad. I need to get a better baseline. I want to do more of these tests to get a better idea of like what fast feels like. I almost wish I could devolve my Doctor Strange to tier 380 and test him, because obviously Doctor Strange is one of my fastest, if not my fastest, GBR clear these days, especially as a blast hero. But I think a minute is pretty solid given his build and given my rank and everything there. So yeah, despite not having a lot of meta content, kind of feels like Gambit in a way, where he's good, but he's just not clearly meta. I actually like this uniform. I like it because it feels different than all of the other Star-Lord uniforms, and the way that it feels different is that it's easy to play, it's fun to play, and that's it. And he's quite a bit tankier because of the double healing and the fact that he still has the guaranteed dodge. So yeah, this would probably be one of my highest rated Star-Lord uniforms. I have been a perennial Star-Lord hater since day one, and I really like this uniform. I think they finally kind of did something right for him. Do I think they could have gone further for him? Do I think they could have given him more buffs, maybe an iframe ignore skill or something a little quirky? Yeah, definitely. He does feel a little bit generic, a little bit just like a damage dealer. No VPAD, no nothing spicy, especially since recently we got Sharon. Very, very similar, but has the VPAD and has the flashy skills. So yeah, he's a bit overshadowed in that sense, but I still think this is a big step up from what they were doing with Star-Lord not too long ago, and I prefer the old man look, if I'm being honest, as well. So that's the review there, guys. Not sure if I'm going to tier 4 him. I got a lot on the docket, but hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you'd like to see from Star-Lord, if anything else. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button or the thumbs down if you hated it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.